Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's Late Edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's Late Edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's Late Edition for Tuesday, May 14th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, Gary Perna reports on new security measures in one area school district and what it means for student protection. And with this being National Women's Health Week, tonight some important advice L.A. Tyrone reports. In sports, Beth Mensinger has the results of today's District 2 AAA track championships. And meteorologist Joe Garbacek tells us if the frost concerns are over. But first, Late Edition's look at tonight's top stories. Fire crews in Nanticoke responded to a structure fire this morning on West Broad Street. It took crews nearly 2 hours to extinguish the fire. Nanticoke Deputy Fire Chief Tom Sadowski told us a couple and their twin daughters lived in the home but were not home at the time of the fire. 2 of the family's dogs were rescued. Fire crews from Nanticoke, Hanover Township, Newport Township, and Edwardsville responded to the scene after a third alarm was triggered.
When the members arrived with the first 2 companies, they had smoke issuing from the front of the house, and they immediately began Operation Search and Rescue, fire suppression. It being daytime, we're kind of at a premium for volunteers, so we went to a third alarm very quickly to get more manpower from surrounding departments.
No one was hurt in this morning's fire. A state police fire marshal will investigate the cause of that fire in Nanticoke. There is still no cause for a devastating fire that killed 6 people in Pottsville. There had been some speculation that a wood-burning stove may have been the cause, but reportedly investigators are now looking elsewhere. And there's also a question as to whether there were working smoke detectors in the home. That fire killed Eric Brown, his children, 8-year-old Joy, 7-year-old Jeremiah, 3-year-old Emily, 2-year-old Elijah, along with Eric's sister-in-law, 26-year-old Christina Thomas. The children's mother and Brown's wife, 28-year-old Kelly Brown, was at a neighbor's home across the street doing laundry and was not injured. Meanwhile, a fund has been set up to benefit that family. It has been created at the Wells Fargo Bank in Pottsville. The Ebling-Stabingus Funeral Home in Pottsville has volunteered to cover the costs of the funerals. In wake of yesterday's devastating fire in Pottsville, one local fire department is reaching out to the public to stress the importance of smoke detectors. Ann Gownley reports.
With Pottsville Fire Chief Todd March reporting that there was no immediate evidence of smoke detectors in the home that caught fire Sunday night in Pottsville, where 2 adults and 4 children were killed, firefighters in East Union Township are stressing the need for smoke detectors in all homes.
Smoke detectors save lives, and that's what they were made for. And just if that house in Pottsville had smoke detectors, there's a possibility maybe they would have been able to get out.
The township has an ordinance that requires all landlords of rental properties to have working smoke detectors at all times. The department does do yearly inspections to make sure they work. After hearing of the fire in Pottsville, Gabardi was shocked by the news that there was a possibility there were no smoke detectors.
It's devastating where you have loss of life, especially if you have 4 little kids. And to not have smoke detectors in a building is just, it's hard to believe that anybody could do something like that.
The fire department has already given out over 100 smoke detectors to area residents, and they hope that more come out to help protect their homes and, of course, their families.
We will give them to you. We will not install them, and we also do not come and change the batteries for you. But we give you, there's no charge for the smoke detector. You just have to sign a paper that we gave you the smoke detectors to put in your house.
Anyone who is interested in receiving a smoke detector from the fire company can call the station at 384-4746. In Shepton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. It was a packed house tonight at the Sugarloaf Township Supervisors meeting. Our Gary Perna was there.
Residents in Sugarloaf Township have raised concerns over the pilot truck stop on Route 93. Many residents showed up at the township meeting tonight to voice their concerns over the constant truck traffic coming and going to the fuel station. Supervisors voted tonight to advertise an ordinance that would cite truck drivers and people from stopping or standing in the roadway blocking traffic.
We put arrows up there, they put signs up, they put lights up, they painted the parking lot, and they put do not enter. It doesn't matter. The truckers just go wherever they want to go. They're stopping along the road.
Whitting said he is very aware of the problem himself. He has seen it firsthand.
I've been up there almost every night, last week, the previous week, and every night between 3 and 7 o'clock there's always a backup.
Also at tonight's meeting, the board will meet with members of the Cunningham Borough Authority to discuss the ongoing issue with the township not paying its bill.
We wanted to send our auditor in there last year, and we were told that the only one that would be allowed in there would be the supervisors, and that our auditor was not allowed in there. Now they're saying that he is allowed in there, so hopefully we can get the auditor in there, sit down with their auditor.
No date has been set for both sides and their auditors to meet. And residents at the meeting asked if there was an update on the issue with the police department and the paying of an officer for, quote, time not worked.
Police issue is still an ongoing investigation?
Yes.
Okay. And you're still waiting for the Attorney General's office, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as the Attorney General's office releases something, WYLN will bring it to you. In Sugarloaf Township, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thanks, Gary. It's a major project that will separate storm and sanitary lines for the Greater Hazelton Joint Sewer Authority, including residents in the borough of West Hazelton. Tonight at its regular monthly meeting, West Hazelton Borough Council discussed the conversion process and its impact on the borough.
We're going to separate the water drainage from the people's roofs and everything and separate that from the sewer. So the people are going to have to start changing over and putting drain pipes on their houses and let it go out in the street to separate it from going down into the sewers.
Currently, most municipalities have one sewer line that handles both flows. EPA's mandated that they be separated to prevent raw sewage from ending up in the waterways.
I think it's going to be a problem for some people because they've been built, those homes are 100 years old, some of them, and they might have a little difficulties changing over. It might cost them a couple dollars too.
Mayor Smith said the borough will explain in detail what needs to be done when the time comes. Meanwhile, in other action, council said a problem property in the borough will soon be coming down.
We have a nuisance property on 4th Street and the roof's caved in. We're going to secure some bids to rip it down as soon as possible once property owner is notified and lien holders are notified. We're going to hopefully within a month or so rip that building down for the safety of the neighborhood. It's in bad shape. It's ready to fall down on its own, but we just want to do it before something bad happens.
Also tonight, council reminded residents to mark their calendars for Monday, May 27th. That's when the borough will again host its Memorial Day Parade, which is scheduled to step off at 9 a.m. and culminate with a program at the memorial at McKenna's Corner. The number of seniors riding LCTA buses dropped again in April. It stood at 22,100. That's about a third of the 71,800 reported last June. LCTA has been accused of inflating ridership numbers to increase the level of government subsidies it gets, a charge its board and executive director Stan Strelish vehemently deny. PennDOT's investigating the charge but has not finished that investigation, which began last fall when the ghost ridership charge was first levied. Well, now Luzerne County Council might take a deep look into LCTA. Luzerne County Councilwoman Linda McCloskey-Houck wants council to use its home rule subpoena and investigative powers for the first time to look at the authority. She says it's both because of the ghost ridership charges and a sexual harassment suit filed by a female bus driver. The civil suit is pending in federal court and names the authority supervisor Rob Henderson, and executive director Stanley Strelish as defendants. That case took a strange twist when the woman who filed it told the Times Leader a man broke into her 40 Fort home, physically and sexually assaulted her, and told her to keep her mouth shut. Police and the district attorney's office are investigating. The charter gives county council subpoena power, which it has yet to use. McCloskey-Houck is one of 5 incumbents who are seeking re-election this year. There is a battle brewing between 2 men who could possibly end up facing each other on the November ballot. The Luzerne County Councilman Steve Urban says Controller Walter Griffith illegally recorded a private meeting of the County Retirement Board. Urban says the meeting in question happened February 28th. He says he was told not to disclose that information, but says the public has a right to know. Urban, who changed parties 2 years ago, is running for controller in the Democratic primary, facing Cunningham Township tax collector Michelle Bednar. Griffith is running to retain the office and facing a challenge from Karen Seppa-Herco of Wilkes-Barre in the Republican primary. Whether Griffith illegally recorded conversations is being investigated by Attorney General Kathleen Kane's office. No charges have been filed. Urban and Griffith had been political allies. A Hazleton man accused of shooting a Shamokin area man in the leg in February waived his right to a preliminary hearing on 2 second-degree felonies. 8 other charges were dropped by the prosecution against 25-year-old Joseph Babbitt. He will stand trial on 1 count each of aggravated assault and possession of a prohibited firearm in Luzerne County Court. Babbitt remains in Luzerne County Prison on $75,000 bail. The incident happened in a parking lot on Route 309 in Hazleton. Another officer to walk the beat in the city of Hazleton. Ann Galney was there for today's swearing-in ceremony.
Officer Bernard Poston was officially sworn in this afternoon by Hazleton Mayor Joe Yanuzzi as a new police officer in the city of Hazleton.
Raise your right hand. I, Bernard Poston.
I, Bernard Poston.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support.
That I will support.
Obey and defend.
Obey and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
And the Constitution of this Commonwealth.
Poston comes from the Pittston area where he was an officer. We spoke with Mayor Joe Yanuzzi about Poston and the addition of more police hitting the streets in Hazleton.
It's a good thing. We had changed the civil service to you had to have Act 120. Well, a lot of officers have applied that are officers in other cities and towns, and this is great because as soon as he came in and sworn in, he's right in a police car and off and running. And this is what we need, very active police that are ready to go.
Poston says he is familiar with the Hazleton area, being from Pittston, and is excited to join the force.
Very proud to be part of an organization like this. A relief that I can now start a career in excitement.
Yanuzzi added that it shouldn't take Poston long to be familiar with the area and is just as excited to add him to the force, putting the department at 38 officers.
Most people think that you have to be from Hazleton to be a police officer, and you really don't. It doesn't take long to learn the city, where it is. Most people here, matter of fact, are city administrators from out of town. He's from Wisconsin, to be exact. And he's here several years. He knows the place. It doesn't take long. You learn it because you're concentrating on your job, which that's part of it, knowing your city.
The second officer is expected to be sworn in at a later date. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann. The National Transportation Safety Board called on states today to drop the legal blood alcohol content level for drunk driving charges. It was lowered about 10 years ago to 0.08%. NTSB says it should be 0.05%. Now, the panel has no authority to force states to do so, but Washington can force compliance by refusing to send states all or part of their highway funds. NTSB says the drop in BAC level would save lives. Restaurant organizations in several states have already blasted the proposal as absurd. The number of alcohol-related fatalities in the U.S. has fallen dramatically from 28,000 in 1980 to an estimated 10,000 last year. Life for Kermit Gosnell. Today, the former Philadelphia abortion provider agreed not to appeal his convictions. In return, prosecutors agreed to drop their push for the death penalty, meaning he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. Prosecutors agreed to 2 life sentences without parole. Gosnell was convicted of 3 first-degree murder counts, 1 involuntary manslaughter count, and close to 200 lesser counts. Former Congressman Joe Sestak says he's not running for governor next year, but he may take another shot at the federal Senate. Sestak had been a rumored gubernatorial candidate next year, but today he said his skills would be more useful in the Senate. Sestak won the Democrat primary against Arlen Specter in 2010, but lost the general election to Republican Pat Toomey. And finally tonight, an important notice for residents in Beaver Meadows. Due to a mechanical problem with the street sweeper, street sweeping has been postponed in the borough of Beaver Meadows. Now, according to the borough, the sweeping was to take place today, but has now been pushed back until this Thursday, May 16th. On Thursday, there will be no parking on the odd sides of the streets that are now listed on your screen. Also, street sweeping that was scheduled for tomorrow, May 15th, will now take place Friday, the 17th. There will be no parking on any of the streets listed on your screen on that day to allow for the streets to be cleaned in Beaver Meadows. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now for our first look at the weather forecast. Meteorologist Joe Garbacik's in the Weather Center. Joe, I hope the weather is going to get extremely warm and stay there soon.
Well, eventually we're going to start to see temperatures get back up into the 70s, but we have at least one more day where temperatures will be at least below average. We'll talk about tomorrow's weather and the rest of the week coming up next.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazelton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazelton, the Greater Hazelton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, it's time to get grilling with their now famous 25% off all fresh ground beef sale. Taste the difference. Off the beaten path. New episodes coming soon only on WYLN.
Well, across northeastern Pennsylvania, really didn't see much. In fact, didn't see anything in terms of any type of rainfall. We were dry. We saw sunshine. We saw some more of those clouds coming in, but any of the rainfall generally confined toward the south and specifically out toward the southwest. A couple of showers, couple of sprinkles here and there. Now as we head through the overnight hours, we'll start to see again a lot of those clouds, and maybe we'll have to deal with a shower or two around. And then as we go into tomorrow, I think there's a better chance of seeing a couple of scattered showers here and there, 1, 2, maybe 3 of them, even a possibility of a thunderstorm. And it's still going to be below where we should be for this time of year temperature-wise. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazelton, 47 degrees. These numbers are going to continue to drop once again through the overnight hours. We'll be looking at widespread upper 30s, lower 40s. So at least tonight, we'll see temperatures above freezing. We'll be staying above freezing. So you don't really have that frost threat out there tonight like we saw last night. Pressure coming in at 30 inches of mercury even, and there you can see the winds coming in at about 5 miles per hour. On our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 56 is all we can do. The low being 31. Again, that is well below the average high and low of 69 and 47. Records still stand of 87 and 29. Sun comes up tomorrow bright and early, 5:46, and the sun will set at 8:14 in the evening. So definitely a cold start to our morning. Again, temperatures upper 20s, the lower 30s. We had the widespread frost, the freezing conditions, so hopefully you were able to save your plants so you don't have to buy new ones for the rest of the season. 41 now in New Angola, 51 in Jim Thorpe, 50 degrees in Berwick, 48 in Shenandoah, 49 in Monomoy City, and 51 in both Bloomsburg and Danville. Satellites and radar, notice where the bulk of the precipitation has been, and as I told you at the 5 o'clock hour, it should stay western, central Pennsylvania as that activity makes its way toward the south and east. For us, we fared out pretty good. Now, some of these other blips of green, if you will, you could see an area here, and there. That's no precipitation. That's just false echoes coming off of the radar sites. So going through tonight, not much happening. Maybe a shower. Heading into tomorrow, it's not going to be that exciting weather-wise. It's not going to be a washout, but we may have to deal with a shower or two around across our area. Maybe a thunderstorm. Not expecting a whole lot across our region. May even see some sunshine, but it's still going to be chilly across our area. So we still have some of that unsettled weather tomorrow, still cool, and then we're going to start to crank up those numbers temperature-wise on the 7-day extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Looking nice for Thursday, 72, 67 for Friday, 67 for Saturday. They should be dry days. Now, a couple of showers here and there scattered throughout the daytime hours for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. I don't think they're going to be washouts across our area. We'll see some sunshine mixed with some clouds, but keep the umbrella handy. You may need it from time to time, but most importantly, look at those overnight lows. We don't have to worry about upper 20s and lower 30s like last night. Instead, we'll be looking at temperatures in the upper 40s and lower 50s. Our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers, the daily 158, the big 4, 8, 8, 8, 7. Quinto numbers looking like this: 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and a cash 5, 10, 19, 23, 27, and 43. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up, what one area school district's doing to improve student safety. Gary Perna has the details next on Late Edition.
When it comes to the Wire Guys, you are going to have an amazing experience. And if it means giving you back your money, plus, I'm going to do it. We guarantee everything. 112% money back guarantee. Labor and material guaranteed for a year. So you don't really need to worry about it. You're going to walk up to the wall, throw the switch, put your power cords in, the outlets, and everything is the way it's supposed to be. Call me. Your time is valuable. If we're late, you get paid.
The friendly people at Patrick Quick at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Seibert Streets in Hazleton for decades has been your first stop for lottery tickets, munchies, and soda. Now Patrick Quick is your first stop for 6-packs of your favorite beer. All the domestic name brands such as Budweiser, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, Landshark, and Yuengling. Patrick Quick also carries a large variety of imports and craft beers. Stop in today to Patrick Quick, now carrying all your favorite beers at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Seibert Streets in Hazleton.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Ting is going to explain to us what carpal tunnel syndrome is, and surprisingly, you may not need surgery to cure it. His solutions, they're coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Longing for the warm days of summer? Well, you can get your favorite taste of summer right now. Rita's on the Airport Road in Hazel Township is now open for the season. Check out their new ice flavors like chocolate chip cookie dough ice, plus all your favorites like gelati, mistos, blendinis, milkshakes, and new for spring, unlimited topping sundaes. Why choose just one when you can have them all for one low price? Rita's, now open. Stop in today.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WILN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs Live, America's favorite pastime on your local network, WILN TV 35. See the Major League Stars of tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WILN TV 35. Visit WILNTV.com for a complete Iron Pig schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WILN, your home for live sports.
Welcome back. One school district in our area is stepping up school security to ensure student safety. Gary Perna has the details.
A school district is taking an aggressive approach to protecting their students from intruders that may enter their school.
We're proactive. We look into all these different things, and this was a major problem. Came up in safety committee.
The Mahanoy Area School District has purchased these magnets to put over the strike plates on their door frames, so during the day the doors can remain locked and the students can come in and out of the classroom. But in case of an emergency, teachers can just remove the magnet and close the door, and it would be locked. Bridget Pollock is a teacher in the district and is the chair of the safety committee. She believes this is a lot safer than having to go out into the hallway and lock the door.
Well, yes, definitely, because in the past I'd have to go outside of the room and take a few more seconds, but, 2 or 3 seconds can make a big difference in the time of a crisis. So yes, definitely.
District officials here at Mahanoy area say the magnets are not only used here in the high school, they are used in their elementary and middle schools. Now, those two schools are connected to the high school, and they say by doing this district-wide, they're protecting every inch of this educational complex.
There are certain doors that we have in our district that you can lock. There's a latch there, but most of them are the same type that you see there that you have to lock from the outside. And we've distributed these magnets to everyone in the district with doors like that.
The magnets are a big help. I feel it keeps the students safe. It keeps the whole school safe in general. I've only been here a short time, so I don't know how bad the situation was before, but I could say in these 6 weeks that I've been here, there have been absolutely no problems at all. So I feel like the magnets are definitely a big part of that.
Pollock said security is always on their mind.
Safety throughout the entire nation has it's such a big part of school. It's as much a part as education itself.
Pollock said they were considering changing all the locks in the district that could have cost them thousands of dollars.
Our maintenance supervisor found these online, and they just seemed so efficient, so cost effective, and they work. So we're saving money, and safety is, of course, the priority.
These magnets could go a long way in saving an entire classroom. In Mahanoy Township, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thanks, Gary. Unique idea. When we come back, Beth is in with sports, so don't go anywhere.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Tom, you can't be serious.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. Just thought I'd pay some bills and download some tunes.
But you've got DSL at your house. Go do that there.
Yeah, but your cable high-speed internet is so much faster.
Lucky me.
Oh, by the way, your mom emailed you. Man, are you in trouble.
Service Electric high-speed internet. The best internet in the neighborhood.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome to the first half of sports. Yesterday kicked off District 2 track and field championships at Scranton Memorial Stadium. The AA schools competed into the evening last night, and today it was 3A's turn. Today, a much nicer day, I must say. At the end of the day in the girls' team meet, Abington Heights came in first with 102 points, Hazelton area right on their tails with 92, and North Pocono third with 67. Leading the Hazelton area charge, sprinter Emily Malone, who took home the silver in the 100-meter dash. Our videographer Nate Yergis pulled the sophomore aside after the race.
I had a bad start, but I finished really strong, and I just wanted to stay on the top seat. I didn't want to stay on her heels, so it worked out.
Going to States now in a few weeks. What are your expectations down to States?
To hopefully get out of prelims. That's my goal. So I'm going to work really, really hard the next few weeks, practice all my starts.
Malone would also come in second in the pole vault, losing to Crestwood's Ellie Bennett, who came in with a height of 10 feet.
I'm so happy that I got first. I've been working really hard for this, so I finally got it. I'm so excited about that. I'm just a sophomore, so I'm not hoping for anything big, but it's just a great experience to be going down there.
Lady Cougar Alyssa Sitch also medaled in the 100-meter dash and took home the gold in the long jump at 17.6½. Hazelton's Selena Garzio was number one in the girls' high jump at 5 feet 3 inches. And distance runner Nicole Burley for the Lady Cougars also on her way to States, running the 1600. Tunkhannock area took home the boys' championship with 78.5 points. Pittston area's Donnie D'Alicio had a banner day. He won 4 gold medals on the night, including the 1600 and the 300 hurdles. But it was Berwick's Gavin Harder who shone for the Bulldogs. He won the gold in the shot put, breaking his own previous record of 52.4 with a toss of 52 feet, 7 inches.
My goal coming in was to beat my previous score, and I did it. I was just overwhelmed when I threw that, and I was just excited. I had to get one out there because I knew people behind me had the ability to beat me, so I felt I had to get one out there, and the first one happened to be it.
We want to congratulate all the athletes who will be representing District 2 in the state championships. They are set for May 24th and 25th at Shippensburg University. We do have some high school scoreboards tonight in Schuylkill League softball. Nativity wins over Tamaqua in a makeup game. That score 8-3. And moving on to the Schuylkill League softball finals on Friday night at Blue Mountain Stadium. The Pine Grove area Lady Cards shut out the Golden Bears in 5 innings. That final was 12-0. And as I said last night, WILN was hard at work at Whispering Willows Park in Cunningham to bring you the Valley West Little League matchup between Urie's Insurance and Valley Pharmacy. Both teams playing throughout the chilly evening. If you missed it, don't worry. You can catch it from the comfort of your own home soon. The rebroadcast times of that game, first up on Thursday night at 6 p.m., then again at 1 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. So make sure you set your DVR for that WILN sports broadcast. Lisa's back with your top story recaps next.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We'll be joined by Libby Cinto, who is going to tell our viewers why, if you're in pain, don't let a language barrier stop you from getting help and being the best that you can be. Her courageous story coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Nanticoke responded to a structure fire this morning on West Broad Street. It took crews nearly 2 hours to extinguish the fire. Nanticoke Deputy Fire Chief Tom Sadowski told us a couple and their 2 daughters living at home but were not home. The family's dogs were rescued. Fire crews from Nanticoke, Hanover Township, Newport Township, and Edwardsville responded. The third alarm was triggered.
When the members arrived at the first new companies, they had smoke issuing from the front of the house, and they immediately began operations, search and rescue, fire suppression. It being daytime, we're kind of at a premium for volunteers, so we went to a third alarm very quickly to get more manpower from surrounding departments.
No one was hurt in this morning's fire. A state police fire marshal will be investigating the cause of that fire in Nanticoke. There is still no cause for a devastating fire that killed 6 people in Pottsville. There had been some speculation that a wood-burning stove may have been the cause, but reportedly investigators are now looking elsewhere. And there's also a question as to whether there were working smoke detectors in the home. The fire killed Eric Brown, his children, 8-year-old Joy, 7-year-old Jeremiah, 3-year-old Emily, and 2-year-old Elijah, and Eric's sister-in-law, 26-year-old Christina Thomas. The children's mother and Brown's wife, 28-year-old Kelly Brown, was at a neighbor's home across the street doing laundry at the time and was not injured. Meanwhile, a fund has been set up to benefit the family. It's been created at the Wells Fargo Bank in Pottsville. The Ebling-Stabingus Funeral Home in Pottsville has volunteered to cover the costs of the family's funerals. In wake of yesterday's devastating fire in Pottsville, one local fire department is reaching out to the public to stress the importance of smoke detectors. Ann Gownley reports.
With Pottsville Fire Chief Todd March reporting that there was no immediate evidence of smoke detectors in the home that caught fire Sunday night in Pottsville, where 2 adults and 4 children were killed, firefighters in East Union Township are stressing the need for smoke detectors in all homes.
Smoke detectors save lives, and that's what they were made for. And just if that house in Pottsville had smoke detectors, there's a possibility maybe they would have been able to get out.
The township has an ordinance that requires all landlords of rental properties to have working smoke detectors at all times. The department does do yearly inspections to make sure they work. After hearing of the fire in Pottsville, Gabardi was shocked by the news that there was a possibility there were no smoke detectors.
It's devastating where you have loss of life, especially if you have 4 little kids. And to not have smoke detectors in a building is just, it's hard to believe that anybody could do something like that.
The fire department has already given out over 100 smoke detectors to area residents, and they hope that more come out to help protect their homes and, of course, their families.
We will give them to you. We will not install them, and we also do not come and change the batteries for you. But we give you, there's no charge for the smoke detector. You just have to sign a paper that we gave you the smoke detectors to put in your house.
Anyone who is interested in receiving a smoke detector from the fire company can call the station at 384-4746. In Shepton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
And that is a look at tonight's recaps. When we come back, a celebrity confession for National Women's Health Week. Plus, Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
And will we see any more rain the rest of this week? And will we see warmer temperatures? I'll let you know with the 7-day forecast in just a few.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazelton, serving the greater Hazelton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. Brand new fire-grilled ribs. A half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, fire grilled to perfection. And the best night to give them a try is Thursday for Rack 'em Up Rib Night, featuring the delicious ribs served with bottomless fries for only $9.95. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, and outside grill and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. One of the big problems plaguing northeastern Pennsylvania is meth labs, but the vigilance of the community can help spot and prevent them, and even bust them. Berwick's Chief of Police and its narcotics officer join me this week on The Storm, and we'll all learn ways to help fight crime. This week only on WYLN.
An admission from a usually private celebrity has helped call attention to this being National Women's Health Week. Mike Mickle and the INN News team have the details.
Angelina Jolie is revealing she's had a double mastectomy. In a piece for the New York Times, the actress talks about her decision to undergo the radical procedure after testing positive for the BRCA or BRCA gene that increases a woman's risk of certain cancers. Jolie writes, quote, "My doctors estimated that I had an 87% risk of breast cancer and a 50% risk of ovarian cancer," unquote. The Oscar winner began her preventative process in February. 9 weeks later, she says the final surgery has been completed and her breasts have been reconstructed with implants. Cancer is something Jolie knows only too well. Her mother died 6 years ago after a decade-long battle with ovarian cancer. She was 56. Jolie talked about her in a 2011 60 Minutes interview.
She didn't have much of her own career, her own life, her own experiences, her own, everything was for her children. I will never be as good a mother as she was. I will try my best.
At 37, Jolie doesn't want the same legacy for her 6 children, writing, quote, "I can tell my children that they don't need to fear they will lose me to breast cancer." Jolie says she chose not to keep her story private, to let other women know that they have options if they too are high risk. I'm Tom Vaccaro reporting.
The National Cancer Institute says 12% of all women will develop breast cancer sometime in their lives. As we mentioned, though, Jolie tested positive for the BRCA gene. It's a harmful mutation, and women with it normally have at least a 60% chance of developing breast cancer. Jolie's risk was a whopping 87%. This gene can be detected with a blood test, but testing can cost anywhere from several hundred to several $1,000s, and insurance companies may or may not cover the cost. This week marks National Women's Health Week, a time when women are encouraged to get screened for many illnesses. Doctors say one of the most important tests for women is the mammogram. Over the past few years, there's been a lot of debate on mammograms, but organizations such as the American Cancer Society say mammograms can save lives and should be a part of every woman's health regime. Barbara Hall has more in today's Health Minute.
Most experts say mammograms are the best way to catch breast cancer. According to the Centers for Disease Control, regular mammograms are the best tools in early prevention and, in some situations, can detect cancer up to 3 years before a lump can be felt. According to the CDC guidelines, women should have mammograms every 2 years after the age of 50. After 74, having a mammogram isn't necessary unless a woman is at high risk. If breast cancer runs in your family, your physician may suggest a mammogram before the age of 50. There are 3 types of mammograms: screen film mammography, digital mammography, and a new 3D image. The techniques for performing all 3 are the same. What differs is whether the images take photographic films or use digital files recorded directly onto a computer. The 3D X-ray mammography device was approved by the FDA in 2011. Although the 3D X-ray uses a slightly higher dose of radiation than other mammogram methods, it's still considered safe. And it can give a more in-depth picture, which is beneficial for women with dense breasts or those who have had abnormal results in the past. It's recommended women talk to their doctors to see which type of mammography is best for them. For today's Health Minute, I'm Barbara Hall.
Some very important advice for everyone. When we come back, Beth is in with the second half of sports, and Joe will have the recap on the forecast. Don't go anywhere.
I'm Kathy Dobash. I'm running for Luzerne County Council. I will not vote to raise taxes. I will demand the county manager lives within a budget. I will insist that our government employees share the cost of their health care. And I promise to work to improve transparency in county government by ensuring that members of council follow the Sunshine Law. Vote Kathy Dobash, Luzerne County Council. Together, let's make our county better.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam! And what will you be using the car for primarily? Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Join us this week on Women Today. It's all about senior care. We'll be joined by Dr. Philip Benyo of the Alliance Medical Group. He's going to talk to you about medication management for seniors. Later, Lisa Marie Halecki from Heritage Hill is going to tell you about her beautiful facility and some things you might want to think about when looking for a new home for your loved ones. We'll get creative with Chris. We'll give you a beautiful floral arrangement from Stephanie's Greens and Things. Another great giveaway this week. And we'll tell you who's been caught doing good. It's all coming up this week on Women Today. Join us. Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trace, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
What in the... Tom, it is 2 a.m.
You know, I just love this on-demand thing. Tons of extra choices, pause, rewind.
You are always here watching my on-demand. Why don't you just get rid of your dish and get digital cable yourself?
You know, I'd love to. But I still have 7 months left on my contract.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
When severe weather hits our area, the WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacik brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacik weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Welcome back. Former Hazleton area standout Nate Eachus was released by Andy Reid's Kansas City Chiefs last night. Eachus played in 11 games, starting 2, rushing 5 times for 18 yards and 1 catch for 19 yards. He'd also gotten attention for his blocking ability. Over the offseason, Eachus had been working out with his personal trainer in Buffalo. And head coach of the Chiefs, Andy Reid, will make his return to Philadelphia on September 19th, but he isn't the only big name coming back to the Link that night. Donovan McNabb will also be on hand. McNabb announced on his radio show that he will be retiring from the NFL as an Eagle, and he wanted to do it when the coach that drafted him was there. The Eagles have not made anything official yet. McNabb spent 11 seasons at quarterback with the Birds, leading them to 6 NFC East titles, 5 NFC East championship appearances, and 1 Super Bowl appearance. He was traded by the Eagles and played for several other clubs, including the Washington Redskins. He did not play in the league last year. And the Eagles have signed former Cowboy running back Felix Jones to a one-year deal. Jones started 7 games last season while playing in all 16. He had 402 yards rushing on 111 carries for a 3.6-yard average. The 26-year-old Jones also had 3 rushing touchdowns with 25 receptions for 262 yards and 2 TDs. And another Eagles running back is having some problems. A woman is suing Eagles running back LaShawn McCoy, his bodyguard, and Premier Luxury Rentals in the Court of Common Pleas. The plaintiff, who is identified only as Mary Rowe in the suit, claims she was an assault victim at a party on a bus McCoy threw. The suit says McCoy sprayed guests with water when she protested. McCoy told his bodyguard to, quote, get her. She says she was then hit in the face, knocked to the floor, and held there as somebody poured a beverage onto her. She also says she was tossed off the bus and left alongside the road. The woman reported the assault to the New Jersey police and then said she had to take 2 trains back to Philadelphia. She is seeking damages of more than $50,000 for assault and battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, false imprisonment, and negligence. And the Dallas Stars fired coach Glenn Glutzen today. It's the first move by general manager Jim Nill for the franchise that has missed the playoffs a record 5 seasons straight. Glutzen's dismissal came about 2 weeks ago after Nill replaced Joe Nieuwendyk, who was fired after 4 seasons. The Stars were 64-57-9 under Glutzen, including 22-22-4 in the lockout-shortened 2013 season. Now let's take a look at our national scoreboard. In the NBA playoffs, they continue tonight. The Indiana Pacers with the 2-1 lead over the Knicks, and the Pacers go ahead 3-1 with their win tonight. And the series is tied at 2-2 between the Warriors and the Spurs. Spurs have the lead 52-48 in the second quarter. The first game in tonight in the NHL tonight between the Senators and the Penguins in the Eastern Conference semis. Pens win 4-1, and the Sharks and the Kings in the Western Conference semis. It's scoreless in that one. First period. In the minors, the Eastern League, Reading rained out. Harrisburg wins, though, over Richmond, and it's Binghamton over the Arrows. In the International League, Russ Kanzler's squad hosting the Iron Pigs tonight. Kanzler playing a little at first and left field. He went 1 for 4 with 1 RBI in their win. Curtis Granderson is back with the Bronx Bombers tonight, while right-hander Jabba Chamberlain took the mound for his rehab assignment. He gave up 2 hits in only 1 inning pitched. Rail Riders lose 10-2. And in the majors, it's San Diego over the Orioles. It's the Yanks 4-3. And San Fran falls to the Blue Jays 10-6. It's the Tigers over the Astros. Red Sox fall to the Rays. And in the ninth, the White Sox lead 8-3. No scores yet between the Royals and the Angels and the Astros and the A's. And in the National League, Phillies win over the Tribe 6-2 in extras. Twins and the Pirates are tied at 3, and the Reds win over the Marlins. The Rockies lead 9-3. Cards winning in the 8th over the Mets 10-4. And D-backs, they lead the Braves 2-0. And lastly, it's the Dodgers trailing the Nats in the 9th. I don't think Bryce Harper's playing. He had a pretty rough run into the left field wall or the right field wall last night, but that one is 4-2 right now. Stick around, Joe's coming back next.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Third Ace Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
In the mid to upper 40s outside our television station in Hazleton, but don't let that fool you. These numbers are going to drop a few more degrees through the overnight hours, but the good news is it's not going to be as cold as last night, so I'm really not expecting any frost across our area, and as a result there's no freeze warnings, there's no frost advisories in effect for any of our viewing area through the overnight hours. But before all is said and done, we're looking at temperatures bottoming out into the upper 30s, lower 40s for tonight. But it won't be as chilly tomorrow night. And then after that, it looks like 50s and upper 40s will do it for overnight lows the following several nights. So some milder air on the move. Hopefully this will be the last of the chilly temperatures for the rest of the season, and we can be looking at some milder temperatures the rest of the spring and summer. Well, we are at 47, like I said, outside our station in Hazleton. Pressure coming into 29.98 inches of mercury. We got through the day without any measurable rainfall since the midnight hour. And there you can see the winds, really not much of a factor, coming in generally under 5 miles per hour. Live 35 Skycast Doppler statewide. All this precipitation you see here, some of the showers, this was all out towards central and western PA, and it made its way toward the south and east, so really it just bypassed our area. So that was, of course, the good news, because the northeastern part of the state, pretty much we were dry, although we saw some more clouds as they started to be on the increase. And through the overnight hours, for the most part, I think we'll be in good shape. There is that chance of a stray shower through tonight, and then heading into tomorrow, I think we're going to see a lot of clouds around, some sunshine, and there is a chance of a couple of those scattered showers. Much of the time probably will remain dry, maybe the possibility of a thunderstorm. The chilly air that was across the northeast will continue to depart and make its way out of our area, and behind it we're going to be looking at some milder air coming back into our region, temperatures rebounding back up into the 70s for daytime highs. And take a look out in this region through here from Las Vegas all the way to Phoenix, Arizona. They have just been sizzling in the heat over the last couple days. We're talking right now temperatures in the mid to upper 90s in Las Vegas, and Phoenix coming in with a whopping 100 degrees. Closer to home statewide again, you're not going to have to worry too much about the winds through the overnight hours. Temperature wise, we're going to continue to fall through tonight. In fact, it's already down to 40 in Mount Pocono, 45 at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 50 in Allentown, 58 in Philadelphia, 54 in Williamsport, and 47 in State College. Up in the Wyoming Valley area from Nanticoke through Wilkes-Barre and Kingston, even in normally milder locations. Last night, you see those overnight lows that were there, upper 20s, lower 30s. That'll be a little bit warmer in your location through tonight, and right now you're holding in the mid to upper 40s with winds relatively light. So there is those showers that made their way throughout part of the state of Pennsylvania, but they just nosedived in that direction and really allowed our region to have a pretty decent looking day. But some of those clouds coming into our area, we'll have a few of those through the overnight hours, and again looking at maybe a shower or 2 or 3 heading into tomorrow, and maybe a possibility of a thunderstorm if we're lucky. And then it clears out and looking much nicer as we go into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Still cool for tomorrow. Temperatures being below where we should be for this time of year. Lower 60s, but still that's not too bad compared to what we saw the last day or two across our area. And then we're up into the 70s and upper 60s for the remaining part of the week, heading into the weekend and early next week.
All righty. Well, at least it'll be nice Friday night. A lot of proms are taking place, and any sporting events that are taking place.
There's lots of stuff going on, of course.
Busy, busy, busy. Saturday looks nice too. So Sunday the rain returns.
Nothing big.
Yeah.
Shower here
Nothing
and
you
there,
can't
nothing that.
handle.
No, that's right.
I don't know
not
which
a
is
down,
worse,
not
to
a
have
complete
snow
washout.
flurries or 100-degree temperatures, like you said on the other side.
I take the 100 degrees.
Maybe.
What do you take?
Maybe the 100 degrees.
So that's 3
I'll
to
go
1.
to
LA
Phoenix
loses
right
that
now.
bet.
Have a
so.
good night.
Helping your dollars go further every day. Stay here for fantastic